Hello, I'm Philip Koh. Welcome to my channel, a channel that is all about early childhood education. If you are working with children, whether you are a student, teachers, parents, grandparents, even domestic helpers, this channel is for you. I produce videos every week to share ideas and strategies on how you can be a better caregiver and a more effective facilitator in children's growth and development. As I'm still new to the YouTube channel, I would like to invite you to click on the subscribe button and the notification bell below so that you can be updated on the videos that will be coming up. In today's video, I would like to share with you 6 tips on how to ask questions to help children learn better. So, let's get started. Tip number 1, you have to know the importance of asking questions. When you know the importance of asking questions, you will be more motivated to do so. Asking questions stimulate thinking. This is really important because studies have shown that it helps to stimulate children's brain development, especially the first 3 years of their lives. Asking questions help you find out what the children know and don't know so that you can better facilitate their learning. When you know what the children know, time can be better used to help them clarify their doubts or to extend what they already know. Asking questions help to build relationships too. This is especially important because studies have also shown that strong relationships will help children develop confidence in learning and to explore the world around them. Tip number 2, know the different types of questions that you can ask children. There are different types of questions that you can ask. You can ask open-ended questions, closed-ended questions, focus questions, and comparing questions, just to name a few. How are these questions helpful to the children? Open-ended questions are questions that make children think. These questions are useful because children have to think and elaborate their views and thoughts based on their knowledge and experience. Open-ended questions usually start with why, how, and what if. Some open-ended questions that you can ask children are: why is the apple sweet? How do you grow an apple tree? What if there's no more water on earth? Closed-ended questions are questions that usually answered with one word, or either with a yes or a no. These questions are usually asked when a definitive answer is desired, and they are usually non-conversation starters. Closed-ended questions usually start with can, did, will, and have. Some examples of closed-ended questions are: can you say your name? Did you eat your breakfast? Have you eaten your breakfast? Will you go to school? Focus questions are questions that require children to think more deeply about an issue based on their knowledge, experience, or imagination. Focus questions are usually precise and are answered with meaningful information most of the time. For example, what do you think will happen if you drop an egg? Or what do you think will happen if you drop a ball? You can ask children comparing questions too. Comparing questions encourage children to apply their observation skills and notice similarities and differences related to different concepts such as size, length, height, and even quantity. An example of a comparing question that you can ask children is: what are the similarities between an apple and an orange? Tip number 3, keep the question simple and clear. Apply the 5 W's and 1 H. Have you ever had the experience when someone asks you a question and you go because you totally do not understand what the question was about. Well, children can definitely have the same experience as well. To help children understand the question asked, use simple words that children can understand. Instead of asking, what are the similarities between an apple and an orange, try asking, what are the things that are the same between an apple and an orange? You will also want to make sure that the questions you ask the children are clear. For example, instead of asking, do you like it? Ask, do you like playing with the blocks? One way to make sure your questions are clear to the children is to apply the 5 W's and 1 H. Help the children understand. Who is it about? What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? And how did it happen? Note that none of these questions can be answered with a simple yes or no. These questions are great conversation builders to improve children's language abilities. By asking and answering questions related to the 5 W's and 1 H, children can learn to collect relevant information about a context so that they can communicate and convey information to others more effectively. Tip number 4. Wait and give children time to answer your questions. Sometimes, caregivers have the tendency to answer the questions that they ask the children. For example, you may hear a caregiver asking a child, "What do you want to play?" Before the child can answer the question, the caregiver ended up answering her own question by telling the child, "You can play with the puzzles or the building blocks." Children need time to understand the questions that we ask them. When we ask them, "What do you want to play?" they need time to think and process the information in order to decide their choice. Slow down and observe their nonverbals. There are children whose language abilities are not very developed and they may be slow in responding to the questions we ask. One way to help these children is to slow down and observe their body language. A blank look and a nod are both indicative of whether the child has understood the question we asked. Tip number 5. Ask children to show and tell you so that you can evaluate if they have understood what you are telling or teaching them. Take, for example, you have taught a child that this is a ball. To check if she has understood what a ball is, you can ask, "Can you show me a ball?" Next, show the child a ball and ask, "What is this?" If the child is able to answer both questions, that will give you a clear indication that she has understood what a ball is. Finally, tip number 6. Play asking question games. Children love to play, and learning through play is both fun and effective. Let me share a game that you can play with children to promote asking questions. Collect some blue and red bottle caps, put them into a feely bag. Take turns to pick a bottle cap from the bag. When a blue bottle cap is picked, player will get to ask the other player a question. Example, "What is your name?" The game continues with the other player until all the bottle caps are picked. If a red bottle cap is picked, player gets to ask 2 questions instead of 1. This is an interactive game that creates lots of opportunities for children to ask different types of questions. Playing this game can help the caregiver facilitate how children ask questions and also to model positive ways of asking questions too. Well, these are the 6 tips on asking questions to make learning more meaningful for young children. Try using them and see how they can work for you. Share your experience in the comments below, and I look forward to hear from you. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.